First things first, man, I have a bunch of stuff in here. Like, not everything inside of these totes actually go to the car, but a lot of it does. Like, there's radiator hoses in there. One of these has my starter. I just basically need to go through all these things full of car parts and find all the stuff that actually goes to the Civic. And that's what I have this shelf right here dedicated for. Is just to lay all that stuff out so we can get a visual, you know what I'm saying? Get a visual, see what we're working with, see what it is we still need to get. I know that there's still some stuff that I need to get, but we'll talk about that after I get going through all this crap. Not even gonna lie, dude, I'm feeling a little bit lazy today. One of those long ass days at work, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure y'all know what I'm saying. I know in all my videos before, I've never shown like that I vape at all to you guys. I've basically just kind of tried to keep that out of my videos, and honestly, I really don't know why. To me, I was thinking that there might be a lot of younger dudes that are watching my shit that I don't want to have a negative influence on, but then again, There's really not, dude. But anyhow, yeah, I vape. There's the Cloud Beast V12 tank. I got the Voopoo Drag box mod, and right now my juice is like empty, so I need to chill out before I burn my coil up. I used to smoke a pack of cigarettes a day, Marlboro Red 100s. That's the reason why I'm missing a tooth. I'm sure you guys see this in all the videos. That's where I used to hold my cigarette at, and it fucked my teeth up. And yeah, dude, smoking, like I started getting the chest pains and shit, but I started vaping like, I don't know, 2.5, 3 years ago, and I feel a lot healthier, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna get going on that too terribly much because this isn't a video about vaping. But back to it. I'm a sucker for nicotine and caffeine, bro. Monsters and my vape. Sucker for it. You see, this goes to show, man. I'm telling you, whenever I first came out here right now, I'm sure you could sense it in the video that I was just kind of like, ugh, and not, like, it's been a long day, bro. I'm not necessarily tired. I'm just kind of mentally worn. But I fought through that shit. You can't let that control you. You know what I'm saying? You got to put in the work. And I know a lot of us probably experience that. You know, you want to go out there, you want to work on your car, like you want to get stuff done, but you gotta. Damn, I could hear y'all. That woman has some vocal cords on her. But you're thinking to yourself, man, I'd rather just sit here on the couch and binge watch some episodes of The Walking Dead or something. You know damn well you've already watched every episode of The Walking Dead, bro. Why are you watching it again? What I'm saying, dude, is you just gotta get out there and do it, man. Just put in your mind, say, you know what, screw this. I'm gonna fight myself. I'm gonna get out there and get this shit done, because once you get out there and you start, you know, you get going, you get that drive, you know. It's like you inspire yourself. You get out there and just do it, you know what I mean? Anyhow, guys, I got a lot of this stuff all set up, so I'm basically just gonna go over it really quick and just show you what it is I'm working with. I got my filthy ass radiator. I got both the timing belt covers. One's for the Type R, one's for the B20. I don't know which is which, or maybe they're both the same. I don't know yet. I'm gonna find out. I have both water necks. I'll probably use this one. This is the one that came off the B20 because it's more complete. But I think I still need to get the new seals for that. I have to, yeah, you know what? I never did. I never got the seals for that. And I think I got to get them from Honda. I got a new thermostat already, but the thermostat housing needs to be cleaned up really well because it looks all grody. My VTEC solenoid, and this is my catch can. Like, holy shit, this thing has seen better days, man. I would really like to get a new catch can set up, something that looks a little bit nicer. I mean, it all depends, man. If I can afford it, I'll pick up a nicer looking one. But if not, we'll just put this one in there for now, you know what I mean? Because function over fashion, at least I'll have one in there. There's the headlights, which these brackets right here need to be painted because they're still the old color of the car, and the headlights need to be cleaned up. I want to paint these little brackets and stuff, get them all cleaned up, clean up the headlights, and basically just get them looking new again. Up here we have my Skunk 2. This is a billet throttle body, 70 millimeter. And I'm hoping that the gasket is still good. If not, I'll probably have to get a new gasket. Intake manifold, which of course is another thing that I wouldn't mind to get a new one. Something nicer, something that, you know, flows a little better. But like I've always said, dude, from the very beginning, this build has always been, it's always been a budget build. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm on a budget, dude. If I can afford to get another one, I'll get another one. But as of right now, I can't. So maybe later on down the line, that'll be something we upgrade, you know what I mean? And it's got my old injectors in here, which they did work. I think these are they're 440s, RC 440s. I believe that I talked about this with you guys before, but let me know if any of you gurus, you know what I mean? Because a lot of you guys know a lot more about this shit than I do, believe me. Are these RC 440s, these ones here, are these gonna work for E85, or do I need to get some new injectors as well? Let me know in the comments down below if any of you guys know what's up. Here's my rear T bracket, my water pump, there's a bunch of hardware in here, and the old Lost Motion assembly springs that we took out. So those are pretty much trash. I just kept them because they look kind of cool. Water neck, this one's all cleaned up. This is the one that goes on the block. My LS/B20 VTEC sandwich plate adapter with the VTEC oil line. This is all just a bunch of random hardware that I don't know exactly where it goes, but we're gonna find out. All the cam caps and these little covers that go over the cam caps. I don't know what those are called either. The harmonic balancer, if that's what you call it. I don't know. I think this is the one. I hope this is the one that went with the engine to balancing. I think. I'm definitely gonna have to find that out because I have to use the one that got balanced with the engine. I think this is it because I saw the other one and it's in that crate down there with all the Type R stuff. Both of my oil pans, Moroso oil pan and then the factory oil pan, I'm gonna be running the Moroso more than likely, but I need to see if I can find something to plug this first. Coming up to the top shelf is my intermediate shaft, my alternator, more hardware that I don't know exactly what it's for. My alternator brackets, the slide bracket, here's the timing gear that goes on the crank. My distributor, which I should probably get a new cap and rotor for it and get some new plug wires, of course. The axles, P28 with the Honda S300, and I believe that this is version 2. Again, any of you guys know, let me know. I believe this is version 2. I know it's not version 3. Version 3 was the Bluetooth one. This one's not Bluetooth. It still has the plug. I'm pretty sure that that's not version 1. If it is version 1, I think I should probably upgrade it, but I do believe that's version 2. And then my clutch, of course. I think I skipped over my gauge cluster. This right here, these are the Skunk 2 Pro 2 cams. And down there is the GSR cams, which I'm gonna have a conversation with you guys here in a minute about those. But for now, what's in the box? Bam, boy! Some freaking header wrap, of course. What's up, dude? I got header wrap and I don't even have a header yet. This is my first time opening up. I've actually had this for a really long time. I think I got it for my birthday from my daughter. Or was it? No, yeah, it was definitely my birthday. But yeah, this is my first time opening up. Like, I knew what was in it, so I just kept it in the box and never opened it until I was to get my header, you know? I figured I'd make a video doing wrapping my headers with the wrap. And I didn't even know it came with the little metal zip ties. And it came with a pair of freaking gloves, dude, because if you're not aware, this stuff is fiberglass and it will fuck you up. Other than all the stuff I have on the shelf over there, I have my ARP head studs right here. This is my timing belt. And this, I believe, yeah, this was my head gasket for the Type R, which I no longer need. There's a Felpro, just a factory sized Felpro gasket. But then here's my Cometic head gasket. And this one is actually an 84.5 millimeter head gasket. If you can see that right there. Honda Hybrid LS CRV VTEC. Blah, 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 blah. With VTEC head. Nice. And then, of course, the conversion head dowels for the LS or B20 VTEC. But really quick, coming back to the timing belt, this is one of those cool timing belts. That's blue, man. What's up? That's going to look cool as hell. And then these right here are the little brackets that attach to my brake calipers on the front. My front brake calipers, they actually attach to the NSX brake calipers, and it gives me a place where I can hook the ducting up to come out to the front bumper. So eventually, whenever I buy some ducts for the front bumper and I'll get the ducting to go to them, I'll actually have duct work running straight through to my brake calipers to help keep them cool. In which we actually had a whole conversation about those on Built Not Bought. There's a whole thread about them because I posted a picture of those up a while back. Yeah, basically a debate on whether or not those are going to allow my brakes to even warm up to the correct temperature that they should be at. But it is what it is, man. The way I see it, I just think that your brakes should be cool, you know what I'm saying? Depending on what pad you're running, of course. I don't know. Whenever I run them, if I end up having a problem with my brakes not warming up enough, then I'll just disconnect the duct work. It's whatever. Just leave the little pieces on the front bumper because race car. Because I'm about that life, bro. I'm noticing these lights are kind of shadowy, man. They're a little bright. I mean, they're bright, but it's real I think it's just because I haven't done the rest of the garage yet. Maybe. Hopefully. If you guys remember before the whole move situation, like this is one of the last things that I did was actually paint the block, dude. So like I completely forgot how good it looks, dude. Completely freaking forgot. It came out so nice. Like I'm almost afraid, like I don't want to get it dirty, you know what I mean? It's crazy. I love this color too. I really love this color. It's just darker, you know? Instead of just like the basic silver that everybody always does. I mean, no offense to you if you have a silver painted block, but I mean, for me, this just looks more like, it looks more like steel. Which of course the block isn't steel, neither is the head, they are aluminum, but it's got a steel look to me. Alright, I'm gonna put Built Not Bought to the test right now, you know what I'm saying? Because this plug right here, I need to get the O-ring. There's an O-ring on it. Anyhow, I'm gonna post up a little video on Built Not Bought right now asking if anybody knows what that's called or what size O-ring that is, if I can just get like a basic O-ring from AutoZone or Checkers. What the hell's on my car? What the hell is this shit? That dust? It's like drywall dust. I like this garage and everything, but I'm telling you, if something falls on my car, I'm gonna burn the motherfucker down. Yo, Built Not Bought fam! I have a question for you guys. Okay, I'm in here, I'm in the garage, and I'm messing around with some stuff. And I don't know for the life of me what this thing is called. If I was to go to the parts store, you guys know this little plug that goes in here and it has an O-ring on it. If I go to the parts store, what am I looking for here? Is there a size O-ring? I would imagine it's got to be oil resistant. I have no idea, dude. I tried Honda and they were out of stock with the part and I had to special order it. And I really just want, I want it now. I don't want to wait a week. You know what I'm saying? So if anybody knows like what size oil ring or any information on that O-ring that goes on that plug in this little spot on the block, please let me know in the comment section down below. Y'all see what I'm talking about, dude? You just ask and you'll receive, man. That's what I love about Built Not Bought, bro. If you guys have any questions, I mean, I'll say that there's a lot more Honda guys on there than anything, but Built Not Bought is most certainly not just a Honda. It's not just a Honda page, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of guys on there with even Mustangs, bro. For real, there's guys in there with Mustangs. What I have here are the Skunk 2 Pro 2 cams that I got from Omar, okay? And what I have over here are my GSR cams that I had in my Type R build that used to be inside of the Civic. What I'm thinking here is, because I gotta be honest with you, the whole degree in the cams thing, I'm a little intimidated by that. I've never done it before, and we're running a decently high compression on this engine. It's gonna be a 13-to-1, you know. So with the Skunk 2 Pro 2s, I know I can run them, but the cams need to be degreed. So I did hit up a shop down here, a well-known shop, Teague Speed. Hear me out. What I'm thinking here is maybe it might be better to just run the GSR cams anyhow and worry about doing the Pro 2s later. My idea here is basically I'm ready. I'm ready to start assembling the engine. I could put the head on right, well, I can't put it on. I can't put it on right now until I go get this damn O-ring. But as soon as I get this O-ring, I'm capable of slapping the head on, putting the cams on, the water pump, timing it, and you know, everything, whole 9 yards, and I can get this engine assembled and move on to the next step of getting it into the car. Or I can go the route of the Skunk 2 Pro 2s, which I'm gonna need to build up some cash before I can do that, you know what I'm saying? So because he will need a second head gasket because he's got to actually clay the engine to check for valve clearances, and you know he's got to do all that, and it's going to cost me the extra $500 worth of labor. I got to get another head gasket. It could even be a used head gasket, so that's not really a big deal. Hell, I might even be able to use that Type R one. But going that route will slow things down, you know what I'm saying? So my theory here is if we were to just go ahead and do the GSR cams right now, it would be a little bit easier on the engine maybe for braking, you know what I'm saying? Maybe we'll put the GSRs in here, get everything done, get our first startup, break the engine in, because I'm going to have to get some kind of bass tune put on it to kind of get it broken in, I would imagine. And then from there, I want to take it down and get it tuned. And I'm thinking once I get it broken in, we'll go ahead and take it down to get it tuned. But before that, go ahead and have the cams swapped out and then go through all that. Because, I mean, come that time, you know what I mean, I'll have the car up and going. It'll be finished. I'll be able to build up a little bit of cash because it's going to be expensive for tuning, you know what I'm saying? I can do the tuning and go and have the cams put in and then really wake this thing up, you know what I'm saying? That's going to be a night and day difference going from the GSRs to the Pro 2s and then getting dyno tuned. Like, that's going to be a crazy ass difference, bro. I need some slicks. Alright guys, if it lets me, there's going to be a poll up here in the top somewhere. If it does pop up, please vote and let me know what you guys think. Should I go the safe route, do the GSRs, or should we just go full send and do the Pro 2s now instead of later? And if the poll isn't up there, just let me know in the comments section, or you can actually go to my page. You got to click on Deadbeat Garage, go to my page on YouTube, and go to the community section. If it doesn't allow me to put a poll in this video, I'll put a poll up there so you guys can go vote, you know what I'm saying? I don't mind either way. I know that I'm going to eventually put the Pro 2s in, so it doesn't really matter to me. For me, I think the safe route of doing the GSRs for now it is a good idea because, I mean, that's going to have me assembling the engine like ASAP, you know what I mean? Like probably this weekend, to be honest with you, because I'm wanting an engine in here, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm wanting an engine in there, and I want to start on the wiring, getting the wiring, engine harness ran. As for our checklist, dude, number one thing is we have to get the engine assembled. All right, the engine needs to be assembled, so that's going to be a big decision as far as the cams. So just to let you guys know, I really do value your guys' opinion. I understand that it's my car, and the final decision, of course, is up to me. But I really genuinely do value how you guys feel too, because we're all family, brother. I really do. I'm excited to get this car done. I can't wait to get this car out on the streets, you know what I'm saying? Because more content, more fun content. Gotta break out of this garage eventually, you know what I mean? And get out there and go run some motherfuckers in Mexico and take it to the track, do some quarter miles, do some, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? All right, so what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna kind of go over everything. The checklist really is gonna consist of a pretty damn big grocery list. There's still a lot of stuff I need to buy, dude. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna try to make that list right now, not only to let you guys know what it is we're looking for, but also mentally so I know what all it is that I need. You know what I'm saying? So give me a quick moment, and I'll be right back with you. Holy crap, dude. Man, this list is getting long, bro. This list is getting really long. And I know that there's things that I'm forgetting. There has to be. So I'm probably going to continue adding to this list. But Jesus. And another thing I will say that I definitely need to get the rest of those lights up because it is still pretty dark over there. Basically, this area right here underneath these lights is perfect. But yeah, over there, I need to get that addressed. So, here's my list so far. I'll just go over it really quick. Pull the fuel pump and see what's in there. And right underneath that, I have written injectors and pump with a question mark. I don't know what fuel pump is in there. I don't remember. I need to get it pulled out and see what it is. And I need to see if that pump is going to be compatible with E85. If not, I need to get a new pump. And then later on down the list, I remembered that I'm not even wanting to run the stock tank. But if I can't afford to get a fuel cell and external pump at the moment, I'll run the stock tank for now, and that'll just be an upgrade that we do later. But I would like to get a fuel cell. There was a fuel cell that I was looking at online that was really nice, and it sits right here in front of right in front of this wheel well, and then the fill neck actually pops up right here, which is really cool. I seen that online. I forget what brand it was. I have a screenshot of it on my computer. If I find it, I'll put it on the screen right here. Later on, I noticed that Young Static actually fabricated his own that looked exactly like the one I was looking at. So maybe I can get a hold of him, and because I have a bunch of aluminum at work, dude. I can just grab some scrap of aluminum, maybe mail some aluminum out to him if he's down to weld me one up. You know what I'm saying? I'm down for that. Moving on, wire the fuel pump. I've heard that whenever you run larger fuel pumps that the factory wiring sometimes can't handle it, so it's better to run your own wiring and a thicker gauge. Not to mention, a long time ago when the hatch was sitting in the backyard, there was literally nothing inside the car that the dogs could fuck with, okay? This was before I painted it, and one of my dogs, Tara, jumped inside and she chewed the damn pigtail, the little wiring harness off that was sticking off the fuel pump. She chewed that off. So I'm gonna have to get that figured out. Fuck, I just remembered that. All right. Finish plugging in cabin harness. I can't even read my own freaking writing. Finish plugging in the cabin harness. Now, I know in the video a long time ago, you guys see me finish up the cabin harness. I didn't quite finish it up. I mean, it was a little white line. There's just a few plugs down there, and the main reason why I didn't finish it was my OCD, because the factory harness, and I'm trying to make everything run nice and neat because that's how I freaking have to have it. That's how I want it. There was just things that were stopping me from running them nice and neat the way I wanted it. So I couldn't mentally handle it, dude. So I just left it. I was like, I'll come back to it later. Well, now's that time. I need to get that finished up. Moving on. Assemble engine degree cams. We already talked about that. We need to make the decision on what cams we're going to do. If we're doing the GSRs, the next step there is just to start assembling this engine. If we're doing the Pro 2s, the next step there is I need to get the entire engine head timing belt, I believe. Yeah, he'll probably need the timing belt. I need to get another head gasket, and I need to take all this stuff down to teak speed. And have him degree the cams and clay the engine and all that before we can move forward with assembling the engine. Next, buy header, wrap header. I still don't have a header. Like, I need to get a header. That's probably the biggest thing that I have left. I mean, unless we do a fuel cell and stuff, because that can get kind of expensive. But the most expensive thing that I have left for this car is I need to get a header. I really hate to throw just like a cheap ass header on there. You know what I mean? I most certainly am not going to put a factory header. I would like to get something nice, dude. If you guys have any header recommendations, let me know. Whether it's 4-to-1 or 4-to-2-to-1. I would like something that's kind of a big tube header. You know what I'm saying? I don't want like a puny looking header in there. I mean, you guys know my build. If not, at the end of this video, I'm going to post up, you know, at the end of the video, you got 2 videos you can click on. Y'all should be watching them. I'm gonna post up the video that's going over my entire build, so that you get, if you need to recap and get a better understanding of everything that we have going on, for all you guys who can give me a good recommendation on what header you think would flow the best. But I most certainly need to get a header, and as soon as we do, we're gonna wrap it, dude. You know what I'm saying? I've done this quite a few times, and I'm pretty good at it, to be honest with you. So I'll most certainly make a video on that. Moving on. Thermal intake manifold gasket. I need to get another thermal intake manifold gasket for my intake manifold, because the one that Shiloh gave me, this is actually for a B20, in which we now have a Type R head, Type R B16 head. So that thermal gasket will not work, so I need to get a new one. Next is the water neck O-rings. I mentioned this earlier as well. I just need to get those big ass O-rings that go on the water neck, because I definitely want those to be brand new, because I know how much of a pain in the ass it is if that thing starts leaking, trying to change that out with the engine in the car. Screw that, not doing it. And Cedric, if you're watching this, I don't know if you watch my videos or not, but Cedric, if you're watching this, I remember it was that damn green car, the Green Goblin, trying to change that damn O-ring on the back. Jesus Christ, man, that was a nightmare. And that is the memory that has me saying I'm most certainly putting new O-rings in here. Moving on. Oil restrictor O-ring, we already talked about. Where'd it go already? What the fuck? Oh, found it. I need that O-ring. That's a really easy one, right? A male intermediate shaft. A male intermediate shaft, because the one that I have is actually the female. Whenever I had the Type R engine in here, I had the female axle, or the male axle with the female intermediate shaft. And then, but then James sent me out, which thank you once again, James, I appreciate it. Sent me out the Duralast Gold axles, brand new axles. These axles will work, except for it takes the male intermediate shaft. So I figured, since that intermediate shaft is kind of old and rusty anyway, instead of getting a new axle, I figured I would just get a new intermediate shaft, you know what I'm saying? Can you just buy those? Or is that something that you're capable of going into AutoZone and buying, is the intermediate shaft, or Honda, Acura, whatever? Or am I just gonna have to find a used one? Either way. Moving on. Valve cover gasket and the cam cap seals. Y'all know what those are. I need to get those. Rear camber kit, dude. The rear camber kit on the car. If you guys remember those videos way back whenever we did all the suspension shit, that rear camber kit is shot, dude. It's like an eBay kit, and it's falling apart. Like, if I jack the car up, the adjustment thing actually just completely falls out because the threads are all screwed, which most certainly isn't safe. I need to get that done. That is a definite thing, is I need to get a new set of rear camber arms, which I'll probably just get like a set of Skunk 2s or something. I don't know. Moving on, I need the front Skunk 2 replacement, the upper ball joints, because I do have the Skunk 2 upper A-arm, you know, the Jesus, I can't talk right now. The adjustable camber kit for the front, the Skunk 2 uppers. The ball joint, the rubber thing around the ball joint is all ripped and all the oil is gone and whatever. So I do need to get the replacement upper ball joints from Skunk 2 for that. Moving on, I need seat rails, dude. If you guys didn't know, whenever I trailered this car to IFO last year, I got everything together and I did a whole bunch of work really quick within just a couple of days. And that's one of the things I did was I put the seats in, but the seats are actually in there with self-tapping screws. Because there's seat brackets on there, but they don't go to this car. So what I did was I just self-tapped them in there just for the show, you know what I'm saying? So that, you know, don't judge me, bro. Don't judge me. Moving on, seat rails. Oh, and harnesses. I need to get seat belts. All the stock seat belt shit is completely gone. And it's not even capable of being put back in. So I have to get harnesses. And a harness bar, in which I have a surprise for you guys coming up here really soon. A friend. I'm gonna keep it to myself. I'm gonna keep that to myself. Catch can kit. We already talked about that earlier. I have an old janky ass catch can over there. I would like to get a new one, but I do, whether I use that one or if I get new ones, I do need the lines. Okay, I need to get new lines and I need to get those little plugs that screw into the back of the block. And then the last thing I have on the list is radiator fans, bro. I don't even have radiator fans. The one that I have on here, I actually put on my Blazer because the fan took a crap on my old S10 Blazer, the one that got stolen way back. So I put the electric fan that I had for the Civic, because the Civic was obviously disassembled. I put that on the Blazer and it worked great. And I just figured I would just get new ones for the Civic, in which that's something I need to do now. And that is pretty much it. That's all that I have on my list so far. I know that I most certainly have a lot more things other than that I have to get. Another thing that's not on the list, I obviously need engine oil, or I need brake-in oil. I'm going to need a bunch of oil because I'm going to have to do the first startup and then drain it and then put in new oil and break it in so many miles, change it. You guys know the deal. Obviously brake fluid. I need to get the gear oil or some synchro mesh. Some synchro mesh for the transmission. Alright guys, I'm going to go ahead and get started on tackling some of this list and start recording the next video, which will be on Monday. Peace out, and don't forget,